So good morning, everybody. Here we are, and we are doing a Zoom to expand our being, but we haven't started yet. And what we're going to talk about, just maybe for however long we talk about it, is the light and heavy tool. The tool of, does this make me feel light or does this make me heavy, will give you your own awareness. So let me just explain. Do you know people that like to go and talk to psychic readers so that the psychic reader can tell them what their life is going to be? You know people who do that?
Yep. Oh, years ago maybe, but not right
Lots of people.
now.
Lots of people like going to talk to psychic readers, and that's great because they've got someone that they can go and talk to. But guess what? You have your own tool you can use. In Access, we talk about creating your own reality. So if a person goes to see a reader, what happens is that the reader can read their energy and their energy field, pretty much tell them, a lot of people can, tell them what's already happened. And when they tell them what's already happened, people go, oh my God, this person's amazing. When they tell them the future, if they're not correct, they actually stick that person into creating what they've already said they're going to do. And my sister is a very good example of this. I remember years and years ago, when she first left her husband, she was in a very bad way. And she came back and she said to me that she'd just been to see a psychic reader. And the psychic reader had told her she was going to have a very troubled life.
Oh, God.
Right. Now, if I had had the tools of access at that time, see, when people, this is one of the reasons in Access we talk about empowering others to know what they know. It's asking them questions so they can access their own awareness. But when people, maybe there's people who do bar sessions and they can perceive all sorts of things, and they quite often will say, oh, have you got something going on in your body? What that does is the person goes, oh, have I got something that's, not right with my liver or something like that?
Yeah. They start worrying about it.
And they start worrying about it, and that's what starts creating it.
Oh, God, absolutely.
Exactly. So the reason that Gary Douglas wants you to get this tool is so you can facilitate yourself. And you can go, okay, so I can hear this. Here's a podcast from somebody. Oh, that sounds interesting. Then you can go, okay, does it make me feel light or does it make me feel heavy? And you can trust yourself. And the more you use that tool, the more aware you're going to be able to become like that. You can go, light or heavy? Oh, no, that's heavy. Oh, I won't waste my time watching that. What about this one? Light or heavy? Oh, no, that one's heavy too. So everything is bringing out for you times a gazillion. Will you destroy it and create it, please?
Yes.
Promise?
Oh, yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, book, names, shorts, with meons. So do you use the light and heavy tool, Karen?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
And it gives you more of you. This is what gives you more of you, Robin.
That's what I'm ready for.
So you already are being more of you. And I would like for you, and I suggest to you, it's not up to me to choose for you, but I'm going to make a suggestion that you say to yourself, you know what? I'm already getting more of me. Because if you don't acknowledge what you're already getting, how can you have more of it? Can you?
You're always looking for it. It means that
You're always looking for it, whereas you've already got it. And you can just ask for more of that. That tool, how does it get better than this? So, I claim, own, and acknowledge that I'm already having more of me. We'll acknowledge it. And then if you ask, how does it get any better than this? you're asking for more. How does it get any better than this? I'm already having more of me. So everything that doesn't allow that times a gazillion, will you destroy and uncreate it, please?
Yes.
Right, wrong,
Yeah.
good, bad, pop up, all nine, shorts, blue, yawns. So there's a tool that I've used in the Zooms in the past, which is, what would it take for you to acknowledge you beyond this reality? Or what would it take for you to be the acknowledgement of you beyond this reality? And sometimes I do that with Jim. I say to Jim, what would it take for me to acknowledge you? Everywhere I've not been acknowledging you beyond this reality, I destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, and short, neons. So right now, I'd like to acknowledge all of you as choosing more.
So what would it take for me
Beyond
to be
this
able
reality.
to, for me to be the acknowledgement? What was it again?
To acknowledge me beyond this reality, acknowledgement.
Nice.
I commit.
So we're having an interesting conversation here. We haven't actually started yet, we haven't started doing expand.
It was all my fault.
How does it get any better than this?
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
So one of the things is your point of view creates your reality, right? And, you know, you guys are choosing more consciousness, right?
Well, how
Yeah.
come I've still got this bloody noisy neighbour? Why am I attracting noisy neighbours, creating them?
Okay, so you can ask that question if you want to, but what would be a question that might empower the change that you're looking for?
I have no idea, because if I could think of it, I would ask it for sure.
Okay, so what we can do is we can destroy and uncreate all the points of view you have about noise to start with.
Right,
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all names, short, squid, yawns.
thank you.
I've been in a class with Gary for 5 days called the Bullet Train, which was on up in the mountains just north of Brisbane.
The bullet train, that sounds
It was
amazing.
called the Bullet Train. And there was a baby in that class who cried for 5 days,
Oh gosh.
pretty much all day. And
Oh,
Gary did not do a thing about it. But at the end of that class, we had no point of view about babies crying.
wow.
Right.
Well, me anyway, I'll speak for myself. I can hear a baby cry and it doesn't upset me. It's the same with noise. If you have a point of view about noise, it really will create more. It's that resistance and reaction thing. Whatever you resist and react to, you
That's
create
right.
more of. It's that you're making it greater than you virtually.
So just by allowing it to be, it sort of subsides in your
Well, you're not adding your energy to it.
Hmm.
So if you have the tool would be interesting point of view. I have this point of view. So you hear the noise. I mean, when you talk about your noisy neighbours, doesn't the council do anything about it?
I have made a complaint at last. Yep. I came home for about half an hour on Sunday, and there he was grinding the boat. And I thought, okay, I've said I would. If he did it again, I would do it. And I've done it, and there's been no change so far.
Okay, so if all the all the conclusions you've come to, then we come to the conclusion did you hear the solidity and the real decisiveness about it? There's been no change so far. The right, wrong, good, bad, put, book, all names, short, boys and meons. So I would probably contact the council again and say, hey, well, look, could you just ask him if he could just do it for 2 hours in the mornings and then the rest of the day, not so much, or something like that. But also you have to have no point of view about how annoying noise is.
Yep. I know, because, well, that's right. Because interestingly, one of the reasons I didn't like Waverley was because I had noisy neighbours. And the places I've been looking at, like I've been looking at moving, they've got, I mean, it would be like swapping one neighbour for another.
Yes. So, okay, so
I would like to sort this one out here and now. I'd like to get this
Yeah.
one sorted.
Well,
Just have no interesting point of view or whatever I need to do.
yeah, so this is a really good time for you to start strengthening that muscle of interesting point of view and
Yeah.
see what it does create.
Yeah.
Also, let's clear some stuff, shall we, about noisy neighbours. There's a song written about noisy neighbours, surely.
Is there?
Oh no, I'm just joking. But you know,
I could write a song about it.
yes, you could. So what points of view do you have about noisy neighbours?
Well, it's just he sort of feels entitled that I bought this place so I can do this, and this is what I do, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah. So everything that is times a gazillion, would you destroy and create it, please?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pop up on any shorts, me on. So what does noisy neighbours mean to you?
Well, I can't.
Who are inconsiderate.
Yeah, inconsiderate.
And they
Annoying.
make far too much noise, and the noise is extremely annoying and frustrating, and I've lost all my peace and quiet. So everything that is times a gazillion, would you destroy and create it, please?
Yep.
Hello.
Warm.
G'day. G'day, you guys. Welcome. So what does noisy neighbours mean to you?
Inconsiderate
Inconsiderate
behaviour. Yeah.
behaviour. So everything that is times a gazillion, will you destroy and create it, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, I'm going to short muons. So when we have, you know, when we have these points of view that noise and noisy neighbours are annoying, we're actually creating that and we're adding our energy to it. This is what we do.
Right.
And if you could just straight away make yourself infinite, do you remember?
Yes.
Infinite. When you make yourself infinite, what you're doing is you're really going to interesting point of view like that. You're not adding your energy onto, oh my God, this is really annoying, this is terrible, blah, 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 because all of those thoughts and all those emotions and feelings are all adding your energy to making it more noisy. They're not doing what you think it's going to do. Do you think that when you get annoyed and frustrated, it's going to stop the noise?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't, does it?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't work. So we
Okay.
have to do something different.
Yeah.
Interesting point of view. If you would say to yourself, you know what, I'm going to do this interesting point of view tool and see what it does.
Yeah.
And just go, interesting point of view, I have this point of view. Interesting point of view, I have 4 or 5 times or even more, and make yourself infinite as well. Every time you hear the noise. And also ask the question, what would it take for this man to move to another house? Not you move, for him to move.
Mm-hmm.
What would it take?
I understand, Karen, because I've had the DCC here. My neighbour hasn't mowed his lawns for like over 2 years and they're higher than my fence, and now things are drying out. So it's a bit of a fire risk, really.
And you could contact the city council and tell them.
Yeah, I've done that.
And they haven't done anything.
Well, I did that last year and nothing happened because I've had mice as well. And so I did it again and a really nice man came out. So I phoned him again yesterday because he had to wait for the homeowner, his partner who's up north, and to respond. So he said that he has got some news for me. So I'll ring him today. I'm not sure what the news is, but I'm going to have to get the fire department here anyway, because in the middle of the night last night, my smoke alarm in here went off. It's about scared the living daylights out of me. So that's almost the universe saying, the fire department need to come here anyway, basically.
Okay, so because if they came, they would probably say, hey, look, that's a fire hazard that needs to be cut down and get it sorted.
I'll ring him. I'll ring the guy at the DCC first because he took a photo and sent it to the fire department. So he's gone through all the channels. The
Okay,
fire
cool.
department doesn't have the authority because I've phoned them too. But I'm going to have them here today anyway. So I'll ring him first, and I'm going to tell them they're coming because they need to look at my alarm.
Yeah, and at the same time, keep your interesting point of view that that grass is long and not very pleasant to look at.
Yeah.
I've just finished this amazing class with Gary Douglas about the greatness of you. I'm just going to highly recommend that you guys keep on choosing the greatness of you. It's been a phenomenal class. And what was I going to say about that? What he said and what he recommended in one part of it, and I'm going to do this, and you can if you want to, is to go into a shop and look at all the things that you don't like. An interesting point of view, because everything that you don't like stops you from receiving. Because you've got a point of view about it for whatever reason. So it's like looking at everything in that shop that you don't like, that you wouldn't have in your house. An interesting point of view. I have this point of view a few times. Open up your receiving, guys. This will open up your receiving when you're willing to receive the horrible grass, when you're willing to receive the annoying noise, your life will change. And everything that is times a gazillion, will you destroy and uncreate it, please?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pop on, and shorts, me, yours. See, all of life comes to me is not just about the good stuff coming to you with ease, joy, and glory. It's about everything, because everything you judge stops a receiving. So it's about everything coming to you with ease, joy, and glory. Even the noise, the annoying noise. And also, what if you could start changing the name, changing the words from noisy noise to, what if, now, I remember this years ago, before I even started to do Access, I was doing a house sit in a house that the railway line was right behind it. And every time the train went past, it would rattle everything, make a huge noise. And I chose to see it as a contribution to me. What if you could perceive the possibilities of what that noise was contributing to you, the gift that it is for you? What gift can this noise be to me in my life?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
What gift can the long grass be to me in my life? And ask for it to contribute to you. Okay, so you're there, over there. Okay, what are you going to contribute to me, you guys? Noise. So right now, take your awareness and go right out to the universe like 1,000,000 times. Expand it, expand it. Just perceive the awareness of who you be right out into the universe 1,000,000 times in all directions as an acoustical being that you truly be. And practice making yourself infinite. This is you being infinite. This is you. This is who you be. Make yourself infinite. And now push down all the walls and all the barriers that you have to receiving. And start pulling the energy. Pull the energy from the noisy guy. Pull the energy from his boat, its boat, whatever it is he's doing. Pull the energy from all the people who have owned the long grass. And keep pulling energy, so connect to all the molecules in the universe. How does it get better than this? So you're pulling energy, practice that pulling, and ask to pull the energies from infinite possibilities. What else would you like to ask for today that you've never really thought you could ask for? Well, ask for more consciousness. Ask for your consciousness to grow and get stronger. Demand of yourself that you be the force of consciousness. It's consciousness that will help you in your life more than anything I know of, because everything has consciousness. All the animals, plants, all the birds, all the insects, they all have consciousness. It's only us humans that don't have consciousness. We're not very conscious. What happens when you get more conscious is that your life gets easier. Everything gets easier. You have more fun, you have more joy. It's like, you know what? People think they're conscious because they've got their eyes open, but that's not consciousness. It's about choosing consciousness and the awareness that you get, which you will get more aware, truly.
So what about the big things, you know, like this, like for me personally, this whole pandemic thing, like Ashley Bloomfield's going to be dishing out vaccines soon and all the, you know, all the blah, blah, blah. I've got a friend in the UK and stuff. That just immediate fear, and well, for me personally, in my gut.
Right. So thank you for that question, Robin, because it's been designed to put fear into people, because it's fear that's spreading it. It's not actually that virus has actually been misnamed. And what it's doing for the planet is there are a lot of people that are coming out, actually, a lot of people who are actually saying what is going on. And there's a video, did you watch that video, Kimmy, about those doctors?
Yeah.
The doctors, that was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And how actually, you know what? They've already got a cure for that virus, which is hydroxychloroquine, is it?
Hydrochloroquine. Yeah.
Hydrochloroquine.
Yeah.
Yep. And they've already had that, and
this doctor I heard the other day that Gary sent out, she said that she lost her job because she was just prescribing it, which is
you lost her job. You're absolutely right, Kim.
job because she was prescribing something that worked.
Something
And
that
what's
worked.
going on? Yeah.
So
It's
all the doctors,
yeah,
and all the doctors are getting together now and actually coming out and speaking out. They're putting themselves on the line and speaking out.
and
And
remember,
this is,
Robin, it's an experimental vaccine. Do you want to be part of an experimental vaccine?
I mean, my personal fears for a sort of illness and stuff anyway, based on, you know, what I've been through, but like,
okay, so hold on, stop, Robin. Karen asked you a really valid question.
Oh
and
no,
you just
I don't want
totally
to be
avoided
part of it. I don't personally want to be part of it. It's just that when it's for other people, like I go into a rest home and, you know, like they're going to be vaccinating. I asked Mum, do you want this? And she said no. That's obviously what they're going to be doing as part. So I told the staff that she didn't want that. But I mean, you have to consider protecting the staff. You know, like there's all these other points of view, like you're saying, and
So what you're saying is that this is not a good thing, what the doctors are coming out with, because you've got a but. If you listen
I've listened to interviews with that too, and some people have said it can be really harmful as well. So I mean, I don't think there's one cure for every person. Like that can create.
But hold on, Robin. So everything that you don't hear, because you've already got some solidified points of view or very fixed points of view already in your head, would you just try and uncreate all those fixed points of view so that you can hear more what other people are saying?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pop up, all nine shorts, squares, meons. Basically, anytime you go to a but, you are just invalidating what other people have just said.
Right. I've just listened to some of that too. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. And my problem is my fear and anxiety anyway.
Yes, and you already have control over that. Because fear is not true. And fear is what they're using to spread it.
Oh, definitely.
It's not really a very serious virus. So everything that brings up times of concilium, will you destroy and create it, please?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, on shorts, beyonds. Kimmy's going to say something.
Yeah, just a contribution in terms of your inalienable right as a human being, as a living, breathing woman, in our case, on the planet, then in order that someone administers something, there needs to be consent.
Yeah.
So you're fully in control of your choice around this. And your friends may not have the listening for this. Now, with your mother in the rest home, if you write a notice, this is to give notice to such and such a rest home, and naming the principal of that rest home, that your mother, blah, blah, does not consent to, this vaccine, and then do it in writing and have your mum sign it, and then you could take a photograph of her holding it with you or something, so you've got, just that. But when it's in writing, that really holds weight. And have it cited and give it in person to the principal or whoever's in charge of the rest home.
Thank you, Kimmy. So will you do that, Robin? No. So that's a no.
Well, I have actually, because I'm the power of attorney as well, so I have actually done what I've sent the email, I've written it down, but my worry is that if I do that, that if anything happened, it might risk the staff there if she didn't have that too. So it's not just about her or me.
So all of this is fear. Is fear true?
No.
No. So would you like to destroy and uncreate everywhere you're buying into the fear?
Yeah.
And everywhere you're aligning and agreeing that fear is true, would you destroy and uncreate it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, up on shorts, beyonds, and all the secret, hidden, invisible, unseen, unsaid, unacknowledged, and undisclosed implants and explants underneath the fear. Would you destroy and uncreate all those too, please?
Definitely.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, up on shorts, beyond. So anytime you notice fear, just go pock and pod, pock and pod, pock and pod. See, those distractor implants, fear is a distractor implant. There's a whole lot of them, which you learn in foundation class. And the thing about distractor implants is that they are designed to stop you from being you.
And that's definitely what I'm experiencing.
Yeah. So you have a tool. All you have to do is use it, and you just go pock and pod, pock and pod, pock and pod.
Because I want to do what's best for everyone, just not my personal, That's, yeah. It's so like you're saying that what to actually have that sense of who you really are, what really is best, not just based on
I'm not quite sure what you're saying.
Well, you use the light and heavy, don't you?
Yes.
So what's best for everyone, just not me personally. It's
well, usually what's best for you is going to be best for everybody else. When you choose for what's correct for you or right for you, you're choosing what's going to be best for everybody else. When you give yourself away, is that good for other people?
No.
No. When you choose for you and when you be more of you, does everybody else benefit?
Definitely.
Do I benefit when you become more of you?
Yes.
I do. When you become more of you, your energy contributes to me. So choose to be more of you and choose what's right for you. And that light and heavy tool will give you access to your own awareness. And then you don't have to choose what's right for everybody else. When you're choosing what's right for everybody else, that's putting you out of the picture. And it's not selfishness, I can tell you. And anyway, there's nothing wrong with selfishness, by the way. We've been so entrained to not be selfish, as if being selfish was a bad thing. What if being selfish was actually a good thing for the planet? And everything that is times a gazillion, would you destroy and create it, please?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, popcorn, and shorts, meons. Okay, so anybody else got any more questions? Let's move on from COVID. Did you make sure you watch the video that Gary sent out about the what is it called? The front,
Experimental vaccine.
yes, and it's by the Frontline Doctors of America. Very, very cool. Anybody else got any questions? What about some more fun stuff?
Yeah. Yeah. Too much fun. Let's have too much fun.
Yeah. Norm, do you have any questions about fun?
No, not at this stage.
You want to do a happy dance?
You having fun over there with Kimmy?
Yep, too
Are
right.
you bossing her around, Norm?
No, he bossing me.
I know. She's teaching you how to be bossy. Every now and then you could be bossy to her. Try it.
Okay.
See how much fun that is.
That would be fun.
It would be fun if you said, hey, Kimmy, would you get those dishes done, please?
No.
Hey, you guys, is there anything else you want to kind of receive or get from this morning? Any other questions?
How is your jazz piano?
Oh, on Saturday night. Oh my God, we had the most amazing night, Kim.
Wow.
I wish you were there. Actually, Elizabeth was there.
I know. She said, yeah.
And did she enjoy it? And her
Oh.
beautiful.
Absolutely. She was in her element.
It was just the most wonderful. And then afterwards, we went across to the RSA and danced for about an hour and a half.
Wow.
And then after that, when the band left, the fabulous band, they were just out in my era. Norm, they were your my era songs, the Beatles and the Bee Gees and all sorts. And one of the girls said, oh, I'm just going to go and play the pokies. And I went, oh, yeah, I'm going to go and get some money.
Good.
What?
How much did you win?
I won $70.
Wow, good for you.
I put $10 in and I won 80.
Oh, wow.
But the interesting thing about it was what I said, you know, I don't know what this is, whether it was an awareness that I had or because it was like a real, like that quick. I said, I'm going to go and get some money.
Yeah, nice.
Can you hear the directness in that?
Yeah. Yeah,
There was no
demand.
question in it even.
Demand.
No, it was just like a demand or a choice, or I'm just going to go and get some money. And I was joking. So there was a lightness in it. I wasn't, you know, I'm just going to go and get some money. And the machine kept winding up and down. And I can see how people get addicted to winning, which is, you know, at the casino, the little things go round and round and round and round, and then you get a whole lot more free spins and you get more wins. And
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's fun. And did all the money clink out? Like, did all the coins?
no, you had to
Oh.
pull this card out and then they gave you it and it didn't clink out. I knew it was going to clink out in $2 coins.
Wow.
But yeah, the concert was fabulous. Terry did a great job. Kimmy will let you know next year because you have to come up to it because he will do another one.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Oh, great that you talked to Elizabeth.
Were you performing though? Were you performing?
And I performed. Yes, I was quite nervous. I don't know what that nervousness is, but pock and pod myself. I'd settled down and got more comfortable with it by the time I was playing, because I only played, I think I played about four pieces.
That's quite a bit though. That's cool.
That's awesome. That's so great.
But it was fun. It was a great.
You should play a bit for us.
Thank you, Robert.
I'd like to hear that. That'd be really cool.
Oh, thank you, darling. Oh, we'll see. We'll ask the universe, shall we?
Yeah.
On the really happy note, just really quickly, do you remember that when you were in Dunedin, we went to that place for lunch, the organic shop?
Yes. Yes.
On Sunday, it was just the most fun, amazing experience. The two guys that run that shop had a big kind of kind of Christmas party, and the New Year for all the staff, and they were allowed to invite 2 of their favourite people or regulars, and I got one of the invites.
Good.
And I know Jacqueline because I do yoga with her. She works there too, and blah blah. It was fantastic. It was an amazing house, amazing wallpapers. They've got gardens. We did a bushwalk. They've got chickens, all this food like you wouldn't believe. And then there was this woman, and she had a sound system, pretty easy. And we did what she called ecstatic dancing.
Mm.
So first you just sort of breathe in and feel things, and then we're all outside. The sun was shining, this vast like landscape of water down there and hills and trees. The wind was blowing, and then it just got bigger and bigger, and it went on for quite a while. She had music, and it was love and peace and centered around it. At the end, I just felt so happy and free. Like some people were sitting there going, "Oh, I didn't know about this," but I didn't care, and people did finally get up. But it was just so wonderful and freeing, and that vastness, because we're out in that vast nature as well. It was just absolutely, just really fun and really freeing.
It's so good for you. Your body loves it.
It was really
So
good.
what would it take to have more of that? Let's ask, how does it get any better than that? And what would it take to have more of that?
Mm.
So I've got one more thing to recommend today. Control is one of the things that I became aware of in this greatness class, and how much we control things.
Mm.
And Gary's been saying this for a long time, to run this process. What energy, space, and consciousness can I be that would allow me to be out of control, out of definition, out of limitation, out of form, structure, and significance, out of linearities and concentricities for all eternity? And everything that doesn't allow that, destroy and uncreate it, right, wrong, good, bad, put, book, all nine shorts, swim, yawns. And I'm just going to sow that seed. That is, I'm going to run that for 30 times a day for 30 days, because when it's amazing how much we try to control stuff and what that's actually limits in our lives. It stops us from receiving, because we've got all these fixed points of view about how things should be, and that's that control.
Yeah.
So there's more to be had if you give up controlling your life, controlling everything, and that process will allow you to get to it. So
Yeah.
I'll type it in on the group. Do you want to do a 30-day challenge with me and do it for 30 times a day?
Yep.
Yes.
And
Okay.
let's do that 30 times a day. Run it. Norm, run this process. It's truly amazing. Kimmy will show you how to do it.
Yeah.
And I'll put the process. And then if you like, each day when you've done your 30 times a day, put a little message on the Expand Your Being group and say, I've done my 30 times.
Yeah. Nice.
And let's be accountable to each other and get this process running, shall we?
That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
And also don't forget that body process that Gary has given us. Karen, you and Kimmy and Norm could be running this process.
Which one was that, darling?
That's the one in that class. It's called the amalgamation, I think. The body process. I forwarded the email. I think I did. You got an email from Gary, the gift from Gary and Dane. It was just after New Year.
Okay. Yeah.
And he did a tele class, and it was an amazing class. I would listen to that a few times.
Okay.
And then if you scroll on down on the email, you will get the recordings. There's a download place where you can get the recording of the class, the loop, and the body process is written on the PDF.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
And you guys can do it. And he's recommending that we do it 20 times.
Yeah. Cool.
A day.
I've actually asked the woman that I swap with if she'd like to swap healing this week as well. So
This process, yeah, okay. I'm just going to finish this recording. How do I turn it off? Recording. How do I turn you off?